Welcome back to this next lesson. We are going deeper into accelerating your manifestation process. You have done so much work up to this point. You have gone so deep into so many different layers. And now what is really important after yesterday's lesson of shifting and recalibrating and setting up these new timelines in your system, it's important to look at your relationship with time. If you believe that something is going to take a really long time, guess what? It will. And the good news is that you get to shift and upgrade your relationship with time. We get to play with time. Now, people ask me all the time, Regan, how do you have time to do everything that you do in your life? I mean, I run 12 different companies. I have an amazing family. I have a beautiful partner. I have an amazing lifestyle, and I still have more than enough time for myself. And some people look at my life from the inside out and they just don't get it. They literally say, I just don't understand how you fit everything in and how you make it all happen. And when people ask me, how do you do that? How do you live that life? My number one answer to all of the things that go into it is I have a really good relationship with time. Now, I wasn't born having a good relationship with time. I used to literally believe that there wasn't enough time in the day. I used to say to myself, oh man, I wish there were more hours in the day. I would even say, I wish there was an extra day in the week. I have so much to do. There's so much to do and there's not enough time. So guess what my reality was? So much to do and not enough time. You get to look at your current relationship with time, and then you get to upgrade it. Once again, time is malleable. Time is a construct that you get to play with. And what if you chose to believe that time was on your side? What if you chose to believe that you always had more than enough time to complete all the things that you really desired? So for your first piece of soul work, you must get really raw and real with where you are currently at, because we can't install a new relationship with time until you're super clear on what is currently going on. And I want you to journal and ask yourself, what do you currently believe about time? What do you believe about time? And be really honest with yourself. Write down, what are the stories that you find yourself telling yourself around time? Maybe you are telling yourself, just like I did, that you don't have enough time in your day. Maybe you're telling yourself that you would love to manifest X, Y, Z, but that's a big manifestation, so that must take a lot of time. Isn't it interesting how we tend to link up the size of a manifestation and then put a certain amount of time on it when it just doesn't have to be that way? Now, we're going to talk about how to change it in a minute, but I really want you to get really, really clear and specific with this. Are you telling yourself that you never have time for yourself? Maybe you're telling yourself that, wow, if I was actually living into all of my manifestations, I would never have time to be with my family or be with my kids or be with my husband or my wife. What are these stories? We've got to purge these stories out. It's like the how dump you did earlier. Remember, you've got to clear these stories out, get them on paper so you can witness them and look at your current relationship with time. And maybe there's some good things in there too, but chances are there's a lot of things that get to be shifted and get to be upgraded. So once you've done that, and only once you've done that, you're going to go into the second piece of soul work. And this is where you get to choose your relationship with time. You get to craft exactly what it's going to look like. You get to play with this and you get to define this relationship with time, because no one's telling you your relationship with time must be like this. No one's telling you, well, because your whole family never has enough time, you must never have enough time either. No, you get to craft this. You get to play with this. You get to birth this relationship from the inside out and shift your relationship with time in order to create the results that you desire with time. Remember back to the ultimate success formula, and we talked about playing with the belief system, which then impacts the action that you take, which then impacts the results. If you want to change your results with time in your life, if you want even more time, if you want more time available, if you want to feel like time is a beautiful partner that's on your side, that's supporting you with your manifestations, if you'd like to see results of your manifestations showing up faster and faster, if you'd like to get really wild and see your manifestations show up before you expect them to, if you desire results like that, then we change the action. But prior to that, we change the belief system. So for task number 2, you're going to sit down and look firstly at task number 1, and you're going to take each of the limits that you wrote down, each of the things that you wrote down in task number 1, and you're going to take them and look at them, and then you're going to craft a minimum of 3 new choices, 3 new decisions, 3 new beliefs that you're going to choose to embody around time that's going to help reprogram your unconscious and your unconscious relationship with time from the inside out, okay? You've done a process similar to this already in the quest, so you should be very familiar in how to do this, remembering that as you catch each and every single one of those limits, and then you start the reprogramming, and you write out these 3 new structures that you're choosing, remember, you're tapping into the feeling of what it feels like to already have that relationship with time. So for example, if you're writing out, okay, well, you know, I'm getting raw and real in task number 2, and I believe that my manifestation of manifesting this big manifestation that I'm focusing on right now, you know, I believe that's going to take a lot of time. You're going to catch that. And then for task number 2, you're going to write, okay, I now choose to believe that this manifestation shows up earlier than I expect. I now choose to believe that this specific manifestation happens even easier and faster than what I even thought it could. I choose to believe that this manifestation shows up in a way where it surprises me at how quickly it shows up. Okay? And remember, the conscious mind can come in and go, yeah, but I don't know if that's true. Stick with this. Go deeper with this. You don't completely change your entire relationship with time by writing something out for a few minutes. It takes some time. You've got to play with it, breathe into it, lean into it, get into the feeling of what it feels like to be the version of you that interacts with time in this way. And I promise you, if you go deep with this, time can be your greatest friend. Time can be this quantum malleable element that you have that supports your manifestations, that shows up for you in your manifestations, that allows your manifestations to happen so much faster than what you expect. You start living a reality where you're like, wow, okay, that happened quickly. You start living a reality where you go, wow, okay, that was fast. When I started shifting my relationship with time and doing these 2 processes, everything shifted for me. I remember when I had just exited out of a long-term relationship, and I was very clear, this wasn't the relationship with me. I closed that container, and I spent a lot of time breathing into what this new relationship got to look like. I was clear on it. I did this whole manifestation process that I've been sharing with you in the quest, and I started getting clear. You know what? I would love a man, a partner, a divine union, soulmate relationship that looked like this and felt like this. And I collapsed the timelines, and I conditioned my version of myself from the inside out, and I rewired my belief system, and I raised my level of tolerance. I did all the things that I've been teaching you through this training. Now, at the same time in my life in general, I was also working on my relationship with time. I wanted to have a better relationship with time. I didn't like feeling that I was running out of time or there wasn't enough time. So separate to this relationship manifestation, I was going deep on these 2 tasks that I've just given you. Now, what's interesting is I ended that relationship, and then 2 weeks later, at a Mindvalley event, I will have you know, I ended up at this event in Mexico at A-Fest, and on the very last night, really the last few hours of the last night of this event, I met Wampa. And as you know, here we are, living and creating a beautiful life together. But I remember being so caught off guard by this, because I remember seeing him, and I knew, my soul knew, deep down, my soul knew, but I was like, wow, you know, this has happened in 2 weeks. This is too fast. And then I remembered, hang on, this is an older version of Regan saying this is too fast. This is how I want things to manifest in my life. I want them to show up faster. I want them to surprise me. I want them to show up so much earlier than I ever expected. And I realized in this moment after we connected, wow, this is such living proof of these timelines collapsing. This is such living proof of the reflection of the relationship that I've been crafting with time from the inside out, then combined with all the manifestation pieces, which is exactly what you have been doing this entire time. So once again, expect miracles with this, and they might just show up and really catch you off guard. So for the next layer of this, once you've done the first and second layer of your soul work, I want you to go and actually connect with the activation that you did in the last lesson. And I want you to redo this. And I want you to clear out the timelines and re-anchor in these new timelines. Because once you do task number 1 and 2 in the soul work, once you do this, your whole relationship, also energetically with your timelines, is going to be completely different. So the work you did in the last lesson set you up for this moment. You're now going deeper into these layers, and then you're going to redo that last activation and notice what is different. So for the last piece of soul work, I want you to journal, and I want you to ground in and write out your commitments around what you now choose to believe about how quickly you are able to manifest what you desire. I want you to declare your new relationship with time and your new relationship with your manifestations. And I want you to post this, share this in the tribe. We want to hear from you. We want to know what your relationship with time now looks like. We want to know what actually is important to you around time. We want to know the fun things that you're now choosing to believe around time. And we want to know how specifically this impacts your manifestations. So I'm excited to celebrate your new relationship. I'm even more excited to hear all your physical 3D results from this quest and continuing on after this quest. And you will see these moments in time where you realize, wow, this is showing up faster and faster and faster. What a reflection of my new relationship with time. So have fun, go deep with this, and I'm super excited to dive into the next phase of the quest with you. Blessings.